Hey guys, it's Onoleigh. We're at Layman Drug Company, tracking my next 4 singles. I can't wait for you guys to hear them. They're like nothing I've ever done before. Being from the Midwest, I feel like a lot of music just kind of found its way to me, and so I never really had a specific genre that I gravitated towards. I more or less just loved it, and that's kind of what this music represents. It's just all my favorite things in one, and I'm very, very excited about what we came up with. In March, I flew out to LA 2 times in 1 month, and we got there. We were only gonna write 2 songs, just kind of feel it out with Emil, and we ended up knocking 2 out in 1 day, and then went back, wrote 2 more. So we did 4 in 1 run, and then we wanted to just kind of follow the creativity, keep the momentum building, and he's like, what are you doing next week? I said, I'm coming back, baby. And I flew back to LA, and then we actually beat some of the songs, and of the 8 songs that we wrote in a very short amount of time, we actually chose these 4 as my favorite to put out now, a couple more coming out later. But the process has been very cool. It's great for me to be able to really compartmentalize. And when I'm in LA, we are in the studio for 11 hours a day, just writing and creating and doing the thing. And that's been a really, I think, life-changing kind of way about creating.
Yes. Studio day got us late.
Hi, my name is Emil Gantos. I'm an LA-based music producer. I'm in Nashville right now working with a new recording artist named Onoleigh. So with Onoleigh, I'm trying to find unique elements in every song that don't sound like your average country song, and they don't sound like your average pop song. And I'm trying to fuse these things together to really create, a lane for her to where she could do pop, she could do country, she could do soul, she could do blues. To me, it's just about making great music and, making music that's genreless, if that makes any sense, but that people would just gravitate to.
My name is David Doran. I am a session player here in Nashville, Tennessee. We're tracking with some of the pre-production that Emil has worked on with Onoleigh. They kind of built some stuff up in LA, and so we're getting to kind of put our own Nashville live musician session take to it, which I love because we get to bring in a live feel to tracks that maybe weren't quite built that way, and so I think it's super cool, and I think what we're gonna create is gonna be awesome. And I think the nuance for me is the actual, the vocal treatment of it and the way that Emil and her have created a pop version of still keeping a soulful voice with a lyric that resonates country.
My name is Jared Neal. Hearing the music for the first time definitely had pop influences, and I know she came from country, so it's still got a little bit of that, but she's leaning more pop with this new music. There's this rock country thing to it, but it also has the pop shine and polish vocally that she's got. So I can't really pinpoint any artist, so maybe that's a good thing.
I'm Steve Mackey, I'm playing bass today. Today it's got a little bit of a different flavor because we're working with Emil, who has come in from LA, which is cool for us, because he's got different sensibilities, and it lets us flex muscles we don't really, we might not get to use around here as much. So maybe when it's not such a traditional kind of thing, we can draw from, whatever we were listening to that just happened to come up on shuffle, last night, or some new music we were checking out. It lands hard with me because it's got a super, like a hard groove, It's got a super defined kind of rhythm to it. I can't peg it though. I hear influences. I hear really contemporary influences with all the loops, and I hear country influences between the vocals and some of the production, some of the instrumentation. It's harder to put in a box though,
My name is Sam Hunter. I'm from Nashville, born and raised, and I'm a session musician here. I think what makes it fresh is that it has pop sensibilities. Onoleigh's not afraid to let us kind of stretch out and do some things, and it has loopy elements, but we can still bring a very human player thing to it. So it still has the little nuances of actual musicians in a band in a room, but it's very arranged and together,